So, welcome people to How Knows Shit. Let's talk about the Kevin Hart's roast. Now, a lot of people are very upset with the roast, blaming Kevin. But guys, you gotta remember, these roasts are off. Everything is off limit. Everything is limited. There's no, when it comes to the roast, there is no boundary that you can't cross with a roast. And I think people are forgetting about this. But something like the roast in this era, people are so sensitive about. That's why I said you can't really do these kind of roasts today because people don't understand the humor. But there was a few things that I was annoyed with the roast. But it was the people, not the roast. And this roast, really, I thought a roast was about you roasting the person, you know, who the person who is about, and you might take jabs at certain people, but really the main purpose of the roast is to roast the person that the roast is about. And I think that's where this roast went a little left, and they started roasting people. So my biggest problem with some people, starting with the host, Shane Gillis. Now, he said that a lot of the jokes were written and he was just reading off a teleprompter. So that means Kevin Hart and his team put together the jokes. But I didn't like the way he delivered some of the jokes. It seemed like a lot of the jokes were aimed at the panel instead of Kevin. Because the roast, and Cat Williams was the only one that really roast Kevin. The Rock, but we'll get into that. But Shane called out Chelsea, called out Lizzo, called out all of the black women on the panel except for Regina Hall. Regina Hall was not having that shit. Shane said a few racist things, but technically I don't think he wrote a lot of that stuff. Technically I think Kevin Team wrote a lot of them things, but a lot of the roast wasn't directed to Kevin, especially Tony H, who's known for being a liberal Republican, Republican values and traditional things that they live up to. So I wasn't surprised in how he delivered his remarks to the panel of people. It was just people, everyone that got up there except for Kevin Hart and The Rock really focused on everybody else. Like on the road, Chelsea Handler got a lot of gripe from Shane and from Tony and from some of the other people. You figured the roast was about her, but it wasn't. She went up there and handled herself like a G, the professional that she is, but also giving love to Kevin. I believe everybody up there loved Kevin. Cat Williams, kudos to him. He went up there off script and just said how he felt, which was needed in a roast. I wish a lot of them would have had more of what Cat Williams delivered. Seeing him and Kevin squash their beef when they probably squashed their beef sometime before that, but seeing him and Kevin professionally being able to come together and be on the same stage was kudos to who they are as people. Regina Hall, she went up there and did a situation where she was pretending to be the liaison between Kevin's mom from the dead to tell him this story from heaven about what's going on and how she felt, and Michael Clark Duncan. You kind of tell that Regina really didn't want to do that. She wasn't really into a lot of the insults because it started getting disrespectful, and I get it. The Rock, which he came at the end. The Rock was drunk. You could tell he was intoxicated. He waited to the end to do his thing. The Rock has a lot of weird comedy in the roast. A lot. He pretty much called everybody up on the panel, a bunch of nobodies that he never heard of before, B-level stars. A lot of his roasting, trying to get to Kevin through his wife, was weird energy. Then the energy between him and Kevin, and we know they're best friends. It was weird and for a roast, but you could tell the love was there. Naeem, one of the Plastic Cup Boys, did a good job. He didn't get the crowd reaction because people don't really know who Naeem is, but he did a proper roast. He roasted a lot of the people they with respect, and it wasn't controversial. Lizzo wasn't needed. I don't even know why Lizzo was there. Lizzo shouldn't have been at the roast. No disrespect to Lizzo. She shouldn't have been there. Draymond Green, another person I didn't know why was there. Tom Brady's roast Tom Brady's roast was good, but wasn't disrespectful like this one was. But Tom Brady's roast was focused more on him and his family and less of the panel. Kevin got up there, roasted, and did his roast of everybody else that was roasting him. I really felt like Kevin kept it PG. Kevin could have went in more during the roast, but Kevin kept it PG, and I understood why Kevin kept it PG. But overall, the roast is a roast, and I think a lot of people got their panties in a bunch because it was a roast. And I keep saying to people, events like these, with the new sensitive world that we in, can't really do things like this because everybody going to be offended, the public going to be offended, and they're not going to be able to take the kind of roasts that comedies are based on. They would probably been appalled at the Richard Pryor roast, or the Flavor Flav roast. So overall, the roast was a B again, because I felt like the only person, the people placing things that focused on Kevin Hart mainly was Cat Williams. So kudos to him.